YouTube, welcome back. Now, if you follow my channel, you know by now I love Smith & Wesson double action revolvers. And you probably think a Smith & Wesson revolver was the first revolver that I owned, but that is actually not the case. The first revolver that I owned was a Taurus model 689VR. Now, I kept that revolver for about 25 years, and I actually liked it. I liked it a lot. All the way up until the time when I had my first experience with a Smith & Wesson model 686. And I eventually sold that Taurus model 689. But the day after I sold that gun, I wish I'd had it back. And ever since that day, I made it a point to try to find me another Taurus model 689 to replace that first gun. Well, I finally found one. And this is a replacement for the Taurus model 689, the first handgun that I ever owned. Now, Taurus has a bad reputation about a lot of the handguns that they make, but they actually make a pretty good revolver. It is not on the same level as Smith & Wesson revolvers, but they are really good entry-level revolvers. It's a 4-inch stainless steel 357 Magnum 6-shot revolver. And I just want to show it to you a little bit. Now, the VR on the handgun model, denotes that it has a ventilated rib barrel. Now, the barrel's ventilated ribs serve no purpose other than just for aesthetics. It does add a bit of beauty to the gun, but it doesn't have any sort of practical purpose other than that. People like to compare this gun to the model 686 from Smith & Wesson, but it's more similar to a model 66 than it is a 686. It's about the same frame size as a model 66, and the cylinder diameter is about the same. The gun itself, it has a rear adjustable white outline sights. It has the front ramp sight with the red insert or orange insert that you see on most all revolvers, and it has a 6-shot fluted cylinder. It has a pretty nice double action trigger on it, and the single action trigger is pretty good too. Now, Taurus uses the transfer bar system, so the firing pin is mounted inside of the frame, not on the hammer. The lockup on it is typical Taurus, at least back from that era. Nothing to sneeze at, but at the same time, it's typical. It's about the same as the one that I previously owned. Everything on it seems to function well. The barrel rifling it's clean and it's sharp, and there's no physical damage on the gun. It's not a major turn ring on it, so I don't think the gun was fired way too much. And all in all, it's clean. So on it, I'll take it apart, clean it up real good, maybe clean up some of the action parts on it, and see if we can't get it back to some little bit better level of respectability. And then I'll do a nice wet sand and polishing on it to get out some of the scratches, and definitely address this scratch right here. And we'll put it back together and see what it looks like. I don't know if I'll try to replace the hold grips with Taurus grips. It's really not that big of a deal. Like I said, it's not a collectible gun by any means. Right now, I'm going to keep it just as a nostalgic piece, being it was the first make and model that I've ever owned, and I think I'd like to keep it in my collection, at least for the time being. So anyway, I just want to introduce you to the first handgun that I've ever owned, or at least a replacement for it. It wasn't a Smith & Wesson. It was a Taurus model 689VR. And I may even throw in a couple of pictures right here at the end of this video to show you what that gun was. And maybe I can restore this one back to the way that one looked. But for now, it's Big Swoles 58. Thanks for watching.